Okay. Beat him. I'm gonna show y'all boys where I'm from, man. I'm from.
I think it's really that time for him to really take his first loss and, me whoop his ass to the point where either he quits on the stool or I knock him out.
Wow. You really believe that, because everyone will say, oh man, Shakur is probably one of the best defensive fighters in the game. You really believe you can stop Shakur Stevenson?
Yes. I got into the point where I built up my momentum all over again. It took me some time. After the Josh Taylor fight, it took me a few fights to come to that fire. I think that we even heard it with Gervonta Davis. That fire, that spark it ends up dying out for some odd reasons, whether it's from personal or from things from contraction. It took me a second. It took me a second. But seeing my fire flame back in May for Cinco de Mayo weekend in Times Square, I'm excited for this next one,
Hey, man, say, Big Boss, K-Po, Top Box, fuck about soliloquy. Remember, Totos don't like good people doing opposite. Call them in the phone line, maybe be mad. Pete! Pete game made the first one. All right, so, Teofimo López, a.k.a. the racist, that's what I call him, says he will KO or make Shakur quit on the stool. Let's talk about it. Teofimo's interview on Brian Custer. And for starters, let me say this. It's good to see Brian Custer making interviews again. I don't know if his contract ran out with ESPN or what. I got to do my research on that. Because when he was on ESPN, he wasn't doing the podcast. And I'm like, bro, because what's going on, bro? Like, boys want to see you, he asks good questions. You know what I'm saying? Like, him and Andre Ward, are very good interviewers. So, it's just, cool, to see him, or hear him, because he don't ask stupid questions. He asks questions that are relevant. He don't ask irrelevant questions. You see a dude, a lot of these boys asking irrelevant stuff, what? He asks very good questions. You know what I mean? And he don't ask the same question. Right? Well, I tell you, man, people can't drive. My bad, y'all. But the question is, can Teofimo KO Shakur Stevenson or make her quit on the stool? I think quitting on the stool is more likely. Right? KOing, I don't. Shakur hard to hit, man. I don't think Teofimo is the guy that can. I'm just being real. He's very athletic. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna take nothing. He's very athletic, right? And Shakur's a very fundamentally sound boxer, right? So I think Teofimo can make Shakur quit on the stool. I believe that. I think he can frustrate Shakur to the point where Shakur is just like, man, I'm not fighting right, and or the grandpa be like, look, man, you ain't doing what I'm telling you to do. I'm gonna stop this fight, right? I can see that, right? I also could see it being a boring fight and Shakur winning by unanimous decision, right? That's what it is. And look, we gotta keep it 1,000, okay? We gotta be real here. Shakur Stevenson does fight boring, but at the same time, it's a master class, right? You gotta respect, the styles. Shakur don't have an exciting fighting style. It's okay, right? When you say that, he takes that as disrespect. Oh, what? It's bro, it's not exciting. But at the same time, look, as a fan of boxing, you want to see somebody get knocked out. You want to see action, right? Now, the thing is, I used to box, so I know what Shakur is doing. I know a lot of time I be knowing okay, boom, oh, he's setting up this, right? Or he's getting this dude to overcommit, right? And get him off balance, right? Get him out of it because he sees that, hey, in this type of punch, he kind of lunges a little bit, which would kind of set him up to be countered. You know what I'm saying? That's the thing Shakur does. And it's good. I'm not going to cap. You know what I'm saying? But he's not an offensive fighter. He's a defensive fighter, right? He's a guy that's very good at defense. That's the only thing that he's good at. Is he's very good at defense. His offense is mediocre, right? He has a mediocre offense, but a very good defense. He's a defensive-minded fighter. The problem is this ain't football and basketball, right? Defense don't always win fights, right? You got to put something on somebody, right? And that's just something that, you know, right? And I don't know if Shakur hands gonna hold up. That's the thing with him. Is his hands gonna hold up? Now, if Shakur had power, if Shakur had strong hands, he'll be a monster, right? Like if Shakur had Tank's power, monster. But he don't got power, and his hands don't hold up. So the problem with him is when he starts letting his hands go, that's when he start hurting his hands. Right? And he hurting his hands against low-level guys. So it's like he finna get in there with a Teofimo, and you think he about to hold up? It's like, if he let his hands go to Teofimo, that his hands ain't gonna be able to hold up. Right? And that's because he punching wrong, truthfully. Right? I don't know why his grandpa not on him about punching. Right? Because he be punching with the wrong part of his hand. That's why he keep hurting his hands. Right? He does everything else correctly, but except the punching part. You know what I'm saying? So he might need to slow down, you know, and really try to like work on punching. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like he keep hurting his hands because he punches with the wrong part of his hands. He just more focused on the other stuff, the feet, the catching, and, you know, looking pretty. That's what he focused on. He's not focused on, boom, all right, cool. Let me make sure I'm punching with the right part of my hand when I let my hands go, right? He ain't doing that. It's just like, ush! And then next thing you know, you see him in the corner. I hurt my hand. Okay, cool. But, like, you hurt your hand because you was punching with the wrong part of your hand, brother. That's what it boils down to. Right? So, I think that, you know, it's very plausible. It's very plausible that Teofimo can make Shakur quit on the stool. A knockout, I don't really see that happening. You know what I'm saying? I don't think he the one. The only person I see that can catch Shakur is Tank. That's the only one I can see that can catch him. Like, I'm talking about, like, run him into something to where he get TKO'd or, you know what I'm saying, like knocked out, like KO, like he ain't, you know, that's the only person, right? I can see where like Teofimo just like outclassing Shakur or something, which is, you know, crazy to say, but I can see it, right? But I also can see Shakur making it a boring fight and making Teofimo fight his fight and Shakur outbox him. Right? And this is another thing. When you say that about Shakur, he gets upset. Oh no, I definitely think I could punch. I could do. No, bro. Be realistic. Right? Just be real. Hey man, look. I ain't worrying about knocking nobody out. I'm gonna outbox him. That need to be his energy. Not, I'm gonna try to knock him out. If it's there, I'm gonna knock him out. Man, stop, bro. You know what I'm saying? Just stop. Please, don't do that to yourself. don't put that type of obligation on yourself, brother. Just chill. Just relax. You know what I mean? So I think that at the end of the day, when you analyze it, man, it's a lot of hypotheticals, right? We still ain't got the dang fight though. So we shall see how this thing goes. But y'all let me know what y'all think, man. Do y'all think Teofimo can make Shakur quit on the stool? Or do you think he can knock out Shakur? That's the question I got for y'all. Y'all let me know what y'all think. That's good.